The arena is silent, but something ancient is moving. Beneath the lights, two storms prepare to collide, one forged in legacy, the other in hunger. Jon Jones, the unchallenged sovereign of chaos, stands with a crown of bones and blood. His journey has carved wounds into the canvas of time, undefeated in spirit, untouched in mind. But now a shadow rises, not just a challenger, but a seismic force. Tom Aspinall, a titan in motion. Where others flinch, he charges. Where others doubt, he destroys. The world watches, uncertain. Could the king finally fall? The narrative isn't simple, it's biblical. A new breed is knocking on the gates of Olympus, and Jones must answer. Aspinall's rise isn't hype, it's a warpath. And Jones, older but never slower in mind, hears the footsteps behind him. He knows what's coming. Every champion meets their reckoning. This might be his. The crowd sees history, but beneath it, war drums echo. Jon's eyes hold decades of dominance. Aspinall's stare, future written in fire. This is no title defense. This is fate, fury, and fire meeting at the edge of reason. And when the cage locks, there will be no tomorrow. Only truth, only carnage. Only one will stand as the world shatters in awe. He wasn't born in the spotlight. He emerged from shadows. From the cold gyms of England to the roaring octagons of war, Tom Aspinall didn't walk his way here. He exploded into it. No theatrics, no gimmicks, just violence dressed in precision. Fast? He moves like a welterweight. Powerful? His fists write nightmares on human flesh. But beneath the chaos, there's a mind. Calculating, surgical, dangerous. This isn't just a fighter. This is a monster who reads his enemies before he breaks them. He doesn't talk much. He doesn't have to. Every opponent becomes a highlight. Every round, a message. And the message is clear. I'm coming. His ascension wasn't hyped by media. It was forced by fear. Heavyweights blink when they hear his name. And now he's standing at the gates of eternity, staring down the most feared champion in UFC history. But Tom doesn't flinch. He studies Jones like prey. He knows he's younger, hungrier, sharper. He believes in one thing, that every kingdom must fall. And for him, Jones isn't immortal. He's a man, a great man, but still flesh, still breakable. Aspinall trains like the apocalypse is tomorrow, because for him it is. Jon Jones may be the king, but Tom is the executioner fate has been preparing. And when the cage closes, history won't save Jones. Only blood will speak. He didn't just rise, he rewrote the laws of combat. Jon Jones is not a fighter. He's a force of nature dressed in flesh and genius. From the moment he entered the octagon, the world knew they were witnessing something unnatural. Bones, they called him. But beneath that nickname was an empire of destruction. Longest reach, youngest champion, the mind of a chess master and the cruelty of a conqueror. He fought legends and made them look ordinary. He took wars and turned them into poetry written in blood. No blueprint, no weakness. Every time someone thought they had the answer, he changed the question. Pressure? He wears it like armor. Legacy? He doesn't chase it, he is it. Even scandals, timeouts, and silence couldn't dull the edge of Jon Jones. He returned to heavyweight like a god descending into a new realm. And in his debut, he crushed Cyril Gane like it was personal. Dominance doesn't need build-up when you're the storm itself. He walks like he owns the division, because deep down, everyone knows he might. Jon's power isn't just physical, it's spiritual. It haunts opponents before the bell. And now, standing across from him is the most dangerous challenger he's faced in years. But Jon doesn't flinch. He's been here before. He built his throne in fire. And to take it from him, someone will have to burn brighter than hell itself. This isn't a clash of fists. It's a collision of dimensions. Jon Jones, the architect of chaos, the man who bends distance like time, enters the war with weapons most fighters have never seen. His reach isn't just physical, it's psychological. He owns the space between minds. With oblique kicks, spinning elbows, and serpent-like movement, he controls rhythm like a dark conductor. Opponents don't fight Jon, they survive him. But Tom Aspinall isn't like the others. He doesn't wait, doesn't freeze. He cuts distance like a blade and moves like he's skating on glass. His footwork is jazz, his hands are thunder, and his vision is clear. He sees through feints, dances around traps, and punishes hesitation. Jon has the reach, but Tom has the explosion. Jon wants the chessboard, Tom wants the battlefield. And that's where this war becomes unpredictable. One man will try to suffocate with strategy, the other will detonate with raw, beautiful violence. Wrestling versus speed, control versus chaos. Each moment in that cage will be a razor's edge, and one slip will cost everything. Jones can stall storms, but can he cage a hurricane? Aspinall's movement isn't just fast, it's relentless. And if Jon can't anchor him down, he'll be chasing shadows until one lands a strike that history will never forget. This is more than style. This is a declaration. The old way meets the new, and something must break. Power doesn't ask for permission, it takes. And Tom Aspinall's power isn't hype. It's proven. It's terrifying. It's the kind that shuts lights out before the crowd blinks. He doesn't throw punches, he launches missiles. Every strike is calculated destruction, and when they land, bodies collapse. But strength in MMA isn't just force, it's how you wear it when you're bleeding. That's where Jon Jones walks in. He's been hit, he's been hunted, but never broken. His strength isn't in the punch, it's in the pressure. It's in dragging opponents into deep waters and drowning them with patience. He absorbs chaos and spits it back in layers. But Aspinall changes that equation. His power resets fights. One clean shot and legacy means nothing. Jon's faced hard hitters, but none with this combination of speed and rage. This isn't about lifting weights. It's about who shatters the other first. Can Jon absorb a blitz from a man who sends giants crashing? Or does he smother that flame before it catches? The strength factor is more than muscle. It's about the moment when instinct takes over. One mistake, one overreach, and it's over. Jon must weather fire he's never tasted. And Tom must prove that his power isn't just early, it's eternal. When fists fly, myths crumble. And in that cage, only one man will walk out with the right to say, I bent the other to my will. Every war has its front line, and in this one, it's the mat. Jon Jones has turned takedowns into art, an invisible dagger he plunges when least expected. His wrestling isn't just control, it's domination. He breaks rhythm, shifts levels, and drags greatness into the dirt where he reigns. From clinch trips to unorthodox entries, he's unpredictable, like a shadow that swallows movement. His takedowns don't just steal rounds, they steal souls. But Tom Aspinall isn't walking in blind. He's seen the blueprint. He's trained for the storm. A BJJ black belt with underrated wrestling, he isn't just hard to take down, he's dangerous off his back. He scrambles like a featherweight, escapes like smoke, and if you leave an arm hanging, he'll take it. The question is simple but brutal. Can Aspinall resist the gravitational pull of Jones's takedown storm? Or will he get dragged into deep water and suffocated under the weight of decades of experience? Jon doesn't need power, he needs position. One slip, one miscalculation, and you're beneath him, trapped, drowning in elbows and pressure. But Aspinall's movement makes him elusive, and if he keeps it standing, the fight shifts. This battle won't be decided on the feet, it'll be decided in those 3 seconds when one man dives and the other must answer. This is not just strength versus agility, this is instinct versus legacy, and the mat will remember who ruled it. Before the cage door even shuts, the real fight has already begun. Jon Jones doesn't just fight bodies, he breaks minds. He studies weaknesses, exploits insecurities, whispers chaos into the ears of warriors who once thought they were unshakable. Every stare, every pause, every word, it's calculated warfare. He plays mental chess with human lives. Fighters crumble before the first punch because Jon doesn't let them breathe. He wraps his presence around their thoughts until doubt eats them from the inside. But Tom Aspinall is no stranger to silence. He doesn't bark. He doesn't flinch. His mind is still, a storm waiting to move. He doesn't fall for tricks because he doesn't hear them. He's locked into one frequency, destruction. While Jones crafts mental traps, Aspinall builds walls of focus. He doesn't want to win the press conference. He wants to leave you unconscious. The mental game is brutal because it's invisible. No one sees the pressure, the second guessing, the weight of legacy whispering, "What if you fail?" But both men walk through it differently. Jon weaponizes it. Aspinall walks past it. One fights with legacy looming, the other with nothing to lose. And that's the most dangerous mindset of all. Because when fear doesn't exist, hesitation dies. And when hesitation dies, violence thrives. The mental game ends the moment that cage locks. And then only instincts will speak. Some fighters chase belts. Jon Jones chases legacy. His name is already carved into history, but in his eyes, it's not enough. Not just the greatest light heavyweight, not just a two-division champion. He wants to be the final argument in every debate, the man no one could surpass. Every time he steps into the octagon, he isn't defending a title. He's defending a myth. But myths crack when they're tested by time. And now standing across from him is the one thing legacy fears, the new blood with no respect for history. Tom Aspinall isn't here to admire Jones. He's here to erase him. He wants to end the chapter, flip the book, and write the future in his own image. If he wins, he doesn't just claim gold. He detonates a narrative 10 years in the making. And for Jon, that's unthinkable. Every ounce of pain he's endured, every demon he's battled, every legend he's crushed, it all hangs in the balance. One loss and the empire trembles. One defeat and the invincible becomes mortal. Aspinall carries the fire of ambition. Jones carries the weight of expectation. But when legacy is on the line, pressure becomes poison. It tightens the breath, clouds the vision, burns the soul. This isn't just a fight, it's judgment. And only one walks out with the right to say, "My name lives forever." The arena is quiet now, but it won't be for long. The lights haven't dimmed, the crowd hasn't screamed. But in the minds of these two titans, the war has already begun. In the locker rooms, gloves are tightened like nooses. Mouth guards sink in like ritual. Coaches speak, but the words are drowned by heartbeat drums. This is the silence before the inferno, the breath before the scream. Jon Jones paces slowly, eyes locked on infinity, a champion revisiting every scar, every victory, every betrayal. He's been here before, countless times, but this one feels different. This challenger isn't coming to test him. He's coming to end him. Tom Aspinall sits in stillness, head low, breathing slow. His hands twitch like loaded weapons. No nerves, no distractions, just a cold understanding. This is the moment he was born for. Every day in obscurity, every rep in the dark, it all leads here. Outside the cage, the world waits with bated breath. Inside it, destiny sharpens its blade. And in that final minute before the walk, the air grows heavier. Futures hang in suspension. Across the hallway, they don't see each other, but they feel it. The storm is coming. One final exhale. And then, the walk begins. The lights cut through darkness like blades. The crowd rises as the music hits like thunder. Jon Jones walks slow, eyes hollow fire inside. Each step a reminder that he owns this battlefield. He moves like a ghost draped in legacy and war. Every breath he takes echoes with memory and scars. The chants grow louder, but he does not hear them. He hears only the silence of his focus. This is his empire, and he returns to defend it. But behind the curtain, another shadow moves Tom. Aspinall appears, heart steady, eyes calm. No fear, no hesitation, only forward. He is not walking to a fight, he is walking to destiny. His fists are heavy with purpose. His steps are quiet but deadly. This is not a debut. This is an arrival. He looks into the void and does not blink. Jones hears the second roar and knows, this is not a challenger, this is a problem. Two paths now converge in the heart of chaos, and once they touch, only one will stand. The cage is open, the storm is inside, and there is no turning back. The cage locks and the world fades out, leaving only instinct and fire between them. Jon Jones circles like a hunter, measuring timing distance and weakness in milliseconds. Tom Aspinall stands tall, unshaken his breath, calm his feet light and ready for eruption. They do not touch gloves because respect does not exist in moments built for destruction. Jon feints low, testing the reaction, his eyes scanning like machines built to dissect flesh. Tom does not bite, he watches, he calculates, he prepares to launch everything with one blink. Jon steps in fast, a kick lashes toward the knee, a signal that he is here, and he is real. Tom steps back and fires a sharp jab with venom behind it, missing by inches but warning loud. They trade fakes, each man reading each other like ancient languages of violence and war. Jon throws a spinning back kick just to remind everyone that he is chaos, wearing control. Tom absorbs it, rolls with it, fires back a leg kick that echoes through the arena like a shotgun. They are not brawling, they are building. They are two architects designing how the end begins. A thinking war drenched in fear. Cameras follow every breath. Fans chant. The belt glows. The moment stretches like wire over fire. Can Tom breathe when it feels like drowning? When the lights blind and the cage shrinks? Jones thrives there. He's built kingdoms in chaos. Aspinall has destroyed men, but not like this. Not with eyes watching from every continent. Not with the GOAT waiting to break him mentally before physically. Will his hands fly the same with history staring back? Or will pressure wrap around his throat mid-round? The psychological battle starts before the bell, and it may be over before the first punch is thrown. Legacy doesn't bend. It either breaks or becomes immortal. Jon Jones walks into this war with more than gold on his waist. He walks with time on his back, with every past victory clawing to stay relevant. If he loses now, the whispers become roars. The doubters multiply. The undefeated illusion shatters. He's not just fighting Aspinall. He's fighting the memory of what he used to be. Every jab must silence a critic. Every takedown must smother doubt. He's not defending a title. He's defending an era. One mistake, and they'll call him finished. One misstep, and they'll say he stayed too long. But if he wins, if he conquers again, his legacy becomes untouchable. A king across eras, a titan among mortals. The stakes aren't just belts or bonuses, they're how history tells the story. This is the difference between a legend and a myth, between remembered and revered, and Jones knows it. You can see it in his silence, feel it in his camp, taste it in the air. He's not here to compete, he's here to etch his name in fire. Lose and everything unravels. Win and the throne becomes eternal. The stakes? Everything. The calendar doesn't lie. This is the one. No other fight carries the gravity, the heat, the prophecy. Fans aren't just watching, they're holding their breath. This isn't pay-per-view. This is history live-streamed in real time. The clash of the greatest to ever do it against the most dangerous rising force in the game. Every division is frozen. Every fighter is watching. This is the kind of war that reshapes rankings, narratives, and futures. No gimmicks, no hype needed. Just two apex predators with everything to lose. The UFC has promoted mega fights, but this one promotes itself. Dana's sweating, Vegas is lit. The world's attention is singular. And why wouldn't it be? It's not just Jones versus Aspinall, it's destiny versus disruption. If there was ever a fight to define an era, this is it. Legacy, momentum, violence, all collide under one roof. The energy will shake cities. The octagon will feel like a coliseum. And when the door shuts, the world will stop spinning for 5 rounds or one scream of the ref. This isn't just the biggest fight of 2025. It might be the biggest the UFC has ever seen. Edges don't lie, they cut. And when you strip away the noise, what's left is brutal math. Jones has experience, IQ, championship rounds stacked like bodies behind him. He's seen it all. He's adjusted mid-fight, survived storms, and rewritten opponents' blueprints in real time. But Aspinall, he's the unknown blade. Youth, speed, hunger, his edge is unpredictability. He doesn't carry legacy, he carries destruction. Every round starts at full throttle. Every exchange is a trap. So who truly holds the edge? Is it the man who's reigned for over a decade? Or the one who doesn't care about crowns, only chaos? Jones brings the mind. Aspinall brings the moment. One thinks, one reacts, one plans, one explodes. But sometimes edge isn't just skill, it's timing. And this could be Aspinall's perfect storm. Or it could be the masterclass Jones delivers to remind the world who built the throne. The edge shifts like smoke, minute to minute, mistake to mistake. What's certain is this: neither man is safe. And in that cage, the smallest edge becomes the sharpest blade. Only one walks out with it still in hand. There are no easy predictions here. Only possibility soaked in blood. If Jones controls the pace, if he dictates distance, if his wrestling clicks, he grinds Aspinall into deep water, steals time, and suffocates the chaos. 5 rounds, slow death, unanimous decision. But if he mistimes one clinch, one lazy entry, Aspinall detonates. KO power doesn't knock, it erases. And Tom doesn't wait for permission. He lunges through windows no one else sees. First round chaos? Entirely possible. Second round stunner? Equally lethal. Jones could play the long game, but every second he stays upright, he risks a counter that rewrites everything. Then there's the wild card, submission. Both men have grappling teeth. A scramble could turn lethal. So what's the prediction? Survival versus shock. Strategy versus explosion. If it goes long, Jones wins. If it ends early, Tom reigns. But the razor's edge lies in the second and third, where pressure meets fatigue, where instincts override plans. The outcome? A war where nothing goes as expected. A coronation or an execution. No in between. The cage door closes, but the echoes of war never fade. Blood has dried and the crowd has dispersed, but the shock waves ripple through the entire MMA world. If Jon Jones stood tall, it's another monument carved into his godlike legacy. Proof that even the young lion with the speed of lightning and the heart of fire couldn't dethrone the king of chaos. But if Tom Aspinall won, the world shifts, the old guard falls, the empire cracks. Dana White's heartbeat is no longer steady. The rankings implode. Matchmakers scramble like survivors after a nuclear blast. Every heavyweight stares into the mirror and asks, what now? For Jones, defeat isn't just a loss. It's a scar that may never heal, a silence too loud to bear. For Aspinall, victory is a crown of thorns. Now the hunted, not the hunter. The world demands rematches, vengeance, redemption. The fans chant for blood again. Fighters crawl out of the shadows, begging for their shot. And the division? It's reborn. The throne, once frozen in time, now burns like wildfire. This wasn't just a fight, it was a fork in destiny. The UFC has changed, forever. And no matter the outcome, one truth remains. History doesn't remember the calm, it remembers the storm.